I am so thrilled to have you here today. We're going to dive into a story, well, a really powerful metaphor, honestly, about something that touches pretty much every single one of us, but hardly ever gets the attention it actually deserves. We're going to look at the incredible, quiet power of unnoticed consistency. I mean, have you ever felt like you're just putting in the work day in and day out and literally nobody is watching? Well, that is exactly where we're starting our journey today. So ask yourself this. What if your absolute greatest contribution was something nobody ever noticed? It's a wild thought, right? Because so often in our hyper-connected modern world, we just automatically equate success with visibility. We're always looking for the applause, the big awards, the headlines, the likes, the shares, the whole shebang. But true impact, the kind of impact that actually shifts lives and alters destinies, that often happens entirely in the shadows. It happens without a single person clapping for you.
Part 1. The Lonely Lighthouse and the Unseen Routine.
To really illustrate this, let's look at a guy named Noah. So Noah was a lighthouse keeper. He lived way out there, far removed from the hustle and noise of the busy city, just overlooking this vast, often very lonely sea. To the modern world, his job probably seemed completely obsolete, but he lived by his own sense of purpose. Every single evening, exactly 30 minutes before sunset, Noah started his ritual. Step 1. He climbed 214 narrow, winding steps. Step 2, he meticulously cleaned that giant glass lens. Step 3, he checked the backup generator, just making sure it was good to go. Step 4, he tested the emergency lamp. And finally, Step 5, as the darkness actually set in, he flipped the switch on that powerful, piercing light. Night after night, year after year, that routine never, ever changed. It was this deliberate, quiet rhythm of just absolute dedication. Now, what's really interesting about this is how people down in the towns would actually joke about the old lighthouse. They'd say things like, hey, ships have satellites now. Nobody needs a lighthouse anymore. And, it's so easy for the world to just dismiss what it doesn't immediately understand or use. But Noah, he never argued with them. He didn't try to defend his relevance or explain himself. He literally just smiled, walked back to his tower, and lit the lamp anyway. His resolve just wasn't tied to their validation. Moving on to part 2, the letter, a glimpse of impact. Because here's the beautiful thing. Unseen work is almost never unfelt work. One day, Noah gets this handwritten letter in the mail from a retired sea captain, and it read, 20 years ago, your lighthouse guided my ship through heavy fog. You never knew my name, but because your light never failed, I returned home to my family. Thank you. Noah carefully folded that letter, and it really hit him. He realized this profound truth. The people you help, the lives you save or completely change, they might never actually stand right in front of you to say thank you. Your light reaches so much further than your eyes can see. Part 3, the young visitor and the battle of boredom versus purpose. So one summer afternoon, this teenage boy named Leo comes up to visit the lighthouse. He's looking around at the isolation, the sheer mind-numbing repetition of Noah's life, and he asks a question that I think a lot of us would probably ask. Don't you get bored doing the exact same thing every single day? And Noah just kind of offered this gentle chuckle and replied, does the sun get bored rising every morning? I mean, wow. It's such a clever, profound way to reframe the entire concept of repetition, isn't it? It completely shifts the perspective from personal entertainment to cosmic necessity. So the crucial point is that, as Noah explained to young Leo, some responsibilities become meaningful precisely because they are repeated, not because they are exciting. Purpose is really found in the reliability of your actions. It's in the steadfastness of your routine. And as we'll see, this lesson about the true nature of responsibility, it profoundly stuck with young Leo for the rest of his life. Part 4, the great storm, when the lights go out. Let's move to and see how this builds, because a lighthouse is never truly tested in calm waters, is it? One autumn night, a violent, absolutely terrifying storm shatters the peace. And we see this rapid, terrifying succession of technological failures. Lightning strikes, boom, communication towers are damaged. Without comms, modern navigation systems just begin to fail one by one. Then the heavy, blinding rain hits. Visibility drops to literal zero. Out on the churning ocean, massive cargo ships are forced to slow to a crawl, and smaller fishing boats completely lose their direction. In an instant, the high-tech world goes completely blind. But meanwhile, inside the lighthouse, there is absolute calm amidst the chaos. When the main power fails, Noah doesn't panic. He just switches to the backup generator. When the storm's fury causes that generator to stop, he still doesn't panic. He goes straight to step 4. He activates the emergency lamp by hand.
Hour after agonizing hour, he manually keeps that light shining. He isn't thinking about being a hero or getting on the news. He's only thinking about doing the job he has practiced every single day.
Part 5. Morning and the Revelation. When the storm finally breaks and the morning sun starts to rise, this grounded, peaceful calm returns to the coast. And suddenly, dozens of captains begin calling the Port Authority with the exact same message. We found the shore because of the lighthouse. The modern technology failed, but the forgotten keeper did not. Suddenly, TV reporters descend upon Noah, shoving microphones in his face, asking how it feels to be a hero and save so many lives. And with total, genuine humility, he replies, "I didn't save anyone last night. I simply refused to let the light go out." He viewed this massive, heroic act as simply the continuation of his daily duty.
Okay, let's dive into this next part. Part 6. The true lesson: purpose over recognition. Noah became unexpectedly famous overnight, but his reaction completely defied expectations. I mean, the world expected him to cash in, to retire as a celebrated hero, maybe write a book, go on a speaking tour. But Noah's reality? The very next evening, exactly 30 minutes before sunset, he climbed the exact same 214 steps. He cleaned the exact same glass. He turned on the exact same light. Nothing changed. Why? Because his purpose had never, ever depended on their recognition or applause. Part 7. Years later, passing the torch. Years later, Noah peacefully retired. But guess who became the new keeper? Leo. That young boy who had visited him all those years ago. He had remembered every single lesson. One evening, a new visitor came up to the lighthouse and asked Leo that same tired question about needing a lighthouse in a modern world. Leo smiled and beautifully carried on Noah's philosophy. He said, "Maybe not every night, but on the night they do, it becomes the most important light in the world. It's all about being ready for the storm, even when the sky is totally clear."
Part 8. The Message. The Invisible Lighthouse Keepers.
You know, this isn't just a story about maritime navigation, is it? It's a huge metaphor for life. Our world literally runs on the quiet dedication of people just like Noah. Think about it. Teachers staying late to help a struggling student. Parents making endless sacrifices that their kids won't even understand for decades. Nurses holding the hands of the frightened. Friends who text just to check in. Neighbors who shovel a driveway without ever being asked. These are the invisible lighthouse keepers of our society. The brightest lights rarely make the loudest noise. They just quietly guide others, expecting absolutely nothing in return. So if you are listening to this right now, and you feel like your hard work is entirely invisible today, if you feel unappreciated or unnoticed, keep showing up. Keep doing what's right. Keep being kind. Because someone out there, maybe a complete stranger, maybe a colleague, or maybe your own child, might make it through their absolute darkest storm simply because you refuse to let your light go out. Which brings us to our final thought today. The world doesn't need more famous people. It desperately needs more people who keep their light shining. Make sure you subscribe for more original stories just like this one. And I want you to drop a comment below with this exact mantra: I will be someone's light. So ask yourself this as you go in tomorrow, when the storm inevitably hits and all the modern conveniences fail. Whose light will you be?